What's going on, guys? Mr. Ewan here, back with a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about what's next for the San Antonio Spurs and their future. This is going to be my first ever Spurs video on this channel that I ever made. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe and let me know in the comment section if I missed any points on this video. Now, if you look at the Spurs team, they're one of the most fascinating teams to watch in the NBA. They're fun, they're young, they have a hungry core, they have one of the best coaches in NBA history in Greg Popovich. He could retire as soon as next year. Now, let's talk about the Spurs because they made the playoffs 22 years in a row. The streak ended in 2019-2020. That was like the last time they made it to the playoffs, and they finally got eliminated in the play-in tournament against the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, Greg Popovich could retire soon as next season, maybe at the end of this season. They went and drafted guys like Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Bramhan, Blake Wesley, and I never heard of those guys, so I'm going to have to learn about these guys more as I watch more Spurs games this season. Now, I do expect this team not to be a playoff team. Obviously, they're going to tank because they are looking to get one of the top 3, top 5 picks in next year's draft, and I do believe San Antonio Spurs can possibly get Victor Lumbayana, maybe even Scooter Henderson. Now, I do want to talk about this team because the San Antonio Spurs, it just doesn't make sense that they did trade DeJounte Murray, who just was basically playing video game numbers and points and assists. He led the team in points and assists. He led the NBA in steals. Now, DeJounte Murray's good at playmaking, and he's a great scorer. Last season, he averaged around 21 points a game for the Spurs, 46.2% from the field, 8.3 rebounds, and about 9.2 assists, while shooting 32.7% from the three-point line, which the three-point line, he didn't really shoot that good, he was very inefficient. Now, that doesn't really matter because the Spurs don't have him no more, and I do believe it's time for them to build with the players that they have on their roster. Like, I can't even remember who they drafted last year. I think it was in the second round. Who is it? Joshua Primo, that's right. And I do believe Joshua Primo is going to be a lot better. I believe this is his second year in the NBA. And obviously, they do have Devin Savell or Vassell. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry. Now, Devin Fassell, he's very talented. And I do believe he's going to shock a lot of people. He did average around 17 points a game, I believe, 16 points a game last season. And Kelvin Johnson, I do remember him. He's very talented. Kelvin Johnson, I do watch him a lot when he was in college. He was drafted in 2019. I do think that he's going to shock a lot of people, and he's probably one of the best young core players in the NBA, and he was possibly their second best player behind DeJounte Murray on that team when DeJounte Murray wasn't playing. And let's talk about Victor Wembanyama. He's 18 years old. He's young. He's French. He plays for the Metropolitans 92. He's considered to be one of the best European prospects in this generation. He is also considered the favorites to become the first pick in the 2023 NBA draft. He's listed at 7'3" tall with a 7'9" wingspan. He's a good defender, a good rebounder, and can block shots in the paint. He's a versatile scorer. He can make shots from the post and the mid-range, and he has the ability to handle the ball, and he's a good player for the modern NBA. And he needs to improve his outside shot, which I think he will. It'll come over time, and there's things that he will get better at. He's gonna have to put some muscle on and get stronger because he's gonna be playing against guys like Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, which he does compare himself to those 3 players. Now, if you look at him, he's bigger than Giannis, he's bigger than KD, and he's going to be able to shoot over those guys. And I do believe that he moves the needle, that he will be a lot better than Chet Holmgren because of his size. And this team, they do have the flexibility, they do have the salary cap, and I do think that the San Antonio Spurs are going to be very scary, must-see TV if they draft one of these 2 guys, Scoot Henderson. And I will make a Scoot Henderson in my next Spurs video, so let me know in the comment section what do you guys think of the Spurs video. Honestly, I do believe the Spurs are going to be scary years to come, whether they draft Scoot Henderson or Victor Wembanyama maybe after this year, because maybe in 1 or 2 years they're going to be a playoff team, not a championship contender. Obviously, they're young, they're tanking, and they're not a dynasty because if you look at this team, I'm not gonna even make that comparison because they did have Manny Ginobili, Tony Parker on their team. Who else? Tim Duncan, Boris D. Howe. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.